Don't use.
Nope. Joe, one of my football dogs in the NBA. Now, I promise, Golden State Warriors are
Everybody wants to challenge. The secret's got ways to do it. If you don't know, I might keep a liar.
Monday night football game could be drama.
Could be.
Here. Bill Bengals, Bill Saul, favorite of that is like that. The Bengals are covered that string. Old dog this season. She's visit. That was the last time. Now, from January 1 TV, he went out there and Chiefs are the Raiders in Week 18. Buffalo had the easiest actually top three contenders in the conference getting to win tonight, and Week 18 with no help needed elsewhere. However, ESPN analysts give the Chiefs a better chance at earning. We are back here with Doug and Joe. So we saw why.
That's some money is moving parts, but it's not some individual walking for that fact. It's the math guys that are on. In terms of senior sports, folks, see it. The state edge in terms of the money, 74%. So nearly 75 cents of every dollar has been bet on the 50. Play with a win tonight. Just can't remember Wednesday that Sean delivered a beam on a running game featured two sensational freshman backs. Yeah, and of course the leader is going to get most of the attention of the captain, but he be the person to tell you the next single thing and really balance this offense. And today you're going to keep a close eye on 10 and 13 and trying to make sure that physical defense is the back of the line of scrimmage.
You're muted.
Both guys have players out. Other guys will have to step up. Two very running defense under a 10 of harassment quarterbacks. It shouldn't be fun.
I didn't even put one of those up this year.
Lauren, we put up 2 for you in one room.
No thanks.
5 total.
5 Christmas trees?
He's speaking to you, Kelly.
Yes,
The fuck is wrong with you?
I'm not a Grinch like you two.
Guess how many I had?
None.
0. I had 0 trees in my house.
Yeah, I had to compensate for your lack of.
You want to know why? Because trees belong outside. That's where trees go. They go outside. They grow on
I'm
the
allergic. I
ground.
had to have fake ones.
I'll see. And you can't talk too much shit then.
Allergy. She used to literally put on gloves, a long sleeve shirt, and tape her shirt down when decorating the Christmas tree. She couldn't figure out why.
No, I just refuse to acknowledge why.
Yeah. That's one thing my ex-wife did well. She decorated the tree well. She'd take a strand of lights and wrap the entire stalk of the tree. Like the whole thing on the inside was wrapped, and then she'd wrap every single one of the branches. And then here's the kicker. And then she would make me buy new Christmas lights every year because she didn't want to take them off of it.
I haven't made you buy new lights in a long time. And I just go use it myself.
No.
Well, what do you think is going to happen in this game?
I don't want to say it's gonna be boring. But like, I don't see it getting real exotic, you know? We thought styles make fights. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think it's a lot of similarities.
Well, I know Penn's going to line up in a lot of sniffer sets and try to jam it down your throat. How athletic is Penn State's quarterback? I haven't watched him much this year.
I haven't really watched much. Not crazy. I think I'm not a huge Franklin fan anyway, but
Why?
I don't know.
You don't need a reason?
I like it when the games are like drunk. Like it just gets so out of hand, like hold my beer, watch this. Like that TCU Michigan one was crazy. Except for those games starting stuff.
No, I think Franklin's overrated.
Well, again, going back to Pennsylvania has dudes.
Exactly. I think that, like, when you look at a place like how resource rich are they? Like, I don't know that there's a place that has more resources from talent and money and history and tradition than Penn State.
So, like, what kind of tradition are we talking?
They've won a few ball games. My neighbors, I didn't know this. I went outside. My neighbors both had Penn State stuff on. I was like, I was gonna drop some pedophile jokes, but I didn't.
So you were like, oh, you guys kind of like you like kids and stuff, right?
Yeah, well, like she had like fake, like little ears on, like almost like I don't want to say like a furry setup, but like Penn State Nittany Lions. And I was gonna be like, oh, the little ears. Is that how you guys attract the kids? But I didn't do it.
No, I like Sam and Tony.
Were you gonna say it in like a high pitched Mickey Mouse voice?
Hello, kids.
Yeah, just like that. Like
Yeah.
that.
Don't think
No.
about
Dude, my
And they put their golden retriever in a raincoat.
Oh my gosh. Are you ever gonna let that go? No.
no, I mean, why would you let that go?
Water dog.
Yeah, like, hey, it's a dog. It has fur.
It has
Yeah.
its coat. It doesn't need a raincoat.
Yeah.
We need to get salty.
We almost went out to this game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how about this stadium costing $250,000 to build back in the day?
Right. Well, just 250K. Like build it now. It's probably like
I read in that stadium.
I think it said what was that graphic today? That would be. I didn't see
Is there
what it
anybody
said.
left in Utah?
Hey, that's one thing Utah does well. They travel well, boy.
they will travel. It's a lot easier to travel. But also like there's a lot of red. I'm like, well, white doesn't really pop out, right? Like the Penn State people wear white.
Yeah.
But they actually have a pretty good following, man. Like even when I lived in St. Louis,
I
Like, one
definitely
of the
think
bars
Utah
by-
wins, bro.
huh?
Based on fans. I think Utah is winning the fan battle.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just saying like, but like even in St. Louis, there was like Penn State bars, like where like the place would get packed for a game, which I thought was kind of crazy.
The one thing Penn State's going to try to do is run the football. I know that.
What's that?
The one thing I know Penn State's going to try to do is run the football.
Oh. Yeah, I think that's
90's a big boy, Jesus.
What is this? Is this Franklin's second Rose Bowl?
I do believe so. Didn't USC thump them a couple years ago?
I don't remember the score, but I know they beat them. Try. You're not going to chew on that pig. No.
I think he's tall.
This is the dark. No, give me that. Give me this. No, you don't need it. She's got 35 million toys in this house to chew on. And she has to incessantly chew on that one. No, leave it alone. She is the derfiest dog I have ever owned, dude. I have a stand-up mirror in my room. She'll just go sit 2 inches in front of it, and she'll sit down and just look at herself for hours. She doesn't like, most dogs will like bark or like get kind of like weird about it, run away from it or bark at it.
Right.
She sits this far away from it and just stares.
So weird.
She's a funny dog, man. Like Sug, I don't even know where he's at. He's off doing his own thing right now.
Living his own life.
Yeah. You think Cam Rising comes back?
Alexa, turn on Pencil Tree.
I mean, yeah, he better.
Anything, Coach?
No, I'm good. I don't think he's ready. Of course, then again, you could ask me, do I think he'll ever get ready? More ready than he can be, as I don't think so either.
Oh, I mean, he might be a backup.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was listening to something today. Someone was talking about like these guys with NIL money, like taking pay cuts in their rookie deals.
Well, that's one thing that I think is going to kill the USFL.
Right? They can't match the contracts.
No, well, you got a guy who can come out and maybe get drafted or sign as a undrafted free agent, and the USFL is always there to pick him up. But the reality is they can't pay him the kind of money some of these kids are making on those NIL deals. So why not just stay in school? Which, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing from an educational standpoint either.
No. I just think it's a new variable to the equation, right? Well, yeah, you can do whatever. I don't care. I don't know if we'll have anybody jump on it all or not, but just Dustin and I are gonna talk a little bit of shit here.
No, you and Dustin talk shit. That's not anything like you guys.
I feel attacked. That's good.
All right. Nice call with the sniffer.
Oh, you must be ahead of me.
Zone read. We pull two and we call it zone read.
No counter. I'm not even there yet. Mine must be behind yours.
It's like buck. I mean, they ran buck sweep essentially. And he just called it. I mean, I love Herbie and all, but he just called it zone read. I'm like, he's reading.
Well, that's like, bro, the Georgia game, he kept calling it man free. Bro,
Yeah.
It was straight 3 read, dog. It was match. That's why you really think that deep overs get open in man or man free. No, it's because he's running away from that 3.
No, it's So you're behind me, are you?
Yeah, I'm. Are you streaming it or do you have cable?
I got it on cable.
Oh, that's why. I'll try to catch up here. Reset it.
Ooh.
There you go.
3rd and 7.
3rd and 7. I like the call by Scally.
Going nub, empty, bringing it back in.
No, they went trips far.
You can pay the bills, let's go.
Did you already watched the 3rd and 7?
Yeah,
I did. Sack, huh? Ooh.
brought the house at him.
Utah will do that.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. They overloaded his right. He right-handed.
I think so. Yeah.
That's why I always like to overload that. The throw hand.
Yeah. Like run from the other side.
Well, it just seems like guys always want to break the pocket to their dominant hand.
Right.
This will be the interesting part to see how Utah comes out offensively.
What's that?
This will be the interesting part to see how Utah comes out offensively.
Yeah. Oh, you're okay.
Like when we used to go out and pay the bills. Right, the insurance.
It's wild that Cable's a full play ahead of me.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like a peasant.
I probably can in a second here. Maybe I'll slow it down one. Get on the same page. Yeah, I'm playing ahead.
Who's Penn State's DC? Manny Diaz. Where was he?
I think he was the head coach of like Miami and stuff.
Oh, they were actually good defensively when he was there too.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. A lot of guys are good at position coach, good coordinators, shitty, head coaches. I'm gonna pause it. Let me know whenever they snap the ball on the punt.
Okay.
Got to play.
Snap.
I was debating on whether to go into the all 22.
I know you like watching that, so that's why I actually can't stand watching the Manning cast. I like to be
screen
able
it down.
Yeah, I don't like those. Oh, how about Tulane, bro?
No, what happened?
Tulane beat them.
What? Say it again.
Tulane beat them.
Oh yeah, Tulane. Yeah. No, so
Yeah.
far I'm yeah. The Tulane game, I would have rooted against USC. I had no problem doing that.
Tulane was good this year.
Very good. Fun to watch.
But they always have some receiver that's isn't that where Darnell Mooney played?
Yeah, but that's all. Well, I mean, our Beardom will come out a little bit even more, but that's where Forte was from.
Yeah. Matty was from there. Remember his rookie year? Beast.
Unbelievable.
Beast, bro. What's scary is I almost think David Montgomery is better than him.
Yeah, I just think that we talk about all the time, the roster around some of these guys just isn't good enough. Like
I mean,
know,
look at the
they're showing-
O-line that Forte ran behind.
Right.
Dudes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know like the Lions fans were talking shit about the Bears accounts always showing all these runs by field. They're like, yeah, what's the score? I'm like, well, yeah, our roster sucks, but he's pretty like cool and shit. Like,
Yeah, but it scares me, his ability to drop back. Now, again, like, I don't know if you saw his first pass. Bro, we're talking 1.5 seconds by the time the D line was back there.
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, I don't know how many dudes can process it that fast.
right.
Like,
You hope with all the free agency money they have sitting around and all that, they get better. And then he gets a chance to develop some of those skills. With time and patience. Like,
the crazy part is, I don't really know how much they need. They need a solid number one wide receiver. Don't get me wrong. If you brought a Devontae Adams type guy in, obviously you do that. But outside of that, on the offensive side, the only thing that needs to get fixed is the offensive line. Like, if you give that kid time, there's dudes on the roster that can catch that football.
yeah,
There are. Like, I mean, the kid from the Patriots, I don't know how good he's really going to be, but he showed it in the Green Bay game. He can go up and get the football if you throw him 50-50 balls.
yeah. Well, and for me too, like, I'd love to see us get as much as like the receivers aren't awful, I'd love to see us get like an actual legitimate tight end threat. Just
Komet.
Hmm?
Komet is.
No, right. He'd be a good number two. Like a legit tight end threat who can occupy a linebacker and a safety.
Oh, we went diamond.
Yeah.
We went three back and said, we're just going to poop on you.
Yeah.
Boy, Lloyd would be happy with that formation.
So far, they've went diamond. They came out first play. They went buck, and pin and pull, however you want to label it. Here's your sniffer set.
And that's his backbone. Is they remind me a lot of Ridgeline. We play Ridgeline. Like Ridgeline's offense reminds me a lot of Penn State's. How many dudes they got sitting?
Penn State.
Yeah.
It's a ton. I mean, that's the thing. Everybody's talking shit about the SEC's record. I'm like, yeah, they're all going to go to the NFL.
I think we're going zone. Ooh, who was that?
Sets up a third down and short. Top running. They have two backs to be able to rotate in there. I think well, this game to try to stay fresh.
I think they said both the running backs for Penn State are freshmen.
True or red shirt?
I imagine there's some sort of red shirt, some sort of mix.
What's that? Bunch. I think he's short. Were they mod there?
What's that?
Were they mod there?
They may have been. They don't look to switch a whole lot.
I mean, it looked like man, but it also looked like you got to switch from the 1 and the 3 because it was bunch. He motioned a bunch, so I don't know if they autoed something out of that.
What was the last bit?
Well, I don't know if they just autoed it to mod because he motioned a bunch. Because they started empty. They brought the bag back in, but you were 2 by 2. He motioned over to the stack side.
There's a little iced coffee there.
Yeah, dude. You can't be too Mormon every day, you know?
Right? Just gotta keep it cold, man. Just keep it cold.
Yeah, it's not a hot drink, boy.
That's right. Cold caffeine does the body right.
Well, if you had any viewers, they probably just left, so.
What are you talking about?
Okay, everyone, you wanna start the clock again?
You guys already in the weight room, Cody?
No, I think third or the fourth, something like that, either tomorrow or Wednesday.
January?
Yeah.
So I think I rolled it back. I went old school approach like Woot used to do. Because we wouldn't start until winter sports were over. Now, there's a caveat to that. Woot coached basketball also, and he would make us do plyos at basketball practice.
Nice.
So like he got us, some of us, not a ton of us, but he usually wouldn't start until the 1st of March. And so I looked at the moratorium schedule, and it's March 6th is when it's over after winter sports.
Yeah.
I think I talked to the AD at Logan, and I mean, with that being up in the air, I told him, you know, I want to leave it better than I found it, no matter what. And those kids deserve to have a good off season. We got Coulter calling me from Soda Springs High School.
Nice.
But anyways, I told him, you know, I'd like to get the kids in there and get them working. They deserve to have an off season regardless of, because even if they, you know, they get somebody else in here, I don't think you're going to get them in until May, June.
Just depends, right?
So I think what I'm going to do, they have the class, and I'm going to, because of moratorium, I'm going to get them in the class in February, and I'm going to start the testing to see what their baselines are and get them rolling out so that as you roll into the 0 hour portion, we're not catching up to that. We'll have all that stuff out of the way.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Like, you know, the classroom part changes it to a large degree because you say, oh, we're not going to start until then, but the kids have still been lifting 2 to 3 times a week, you know, like just part of the business. But
well, and the good thing is the guy that's running the class now, like I get text messages from the kids bitching because he came, he was there during the in season stuff that we would do with him. So I was still doing stuff with him in season.
right.
So like he was there like writing everything down, bro. And so he's been making the kids do plyos and stuff, and they're like, they text me all bent out of shape.
Nice. I like it.
Well, like that we moved the pocket for Cam.
Yeah, right. I definitely like it, man. Get them out of the pocket. The obligatory end around during a bowl game. I think it's like part of it, right? Like when you agree to play in a bowl game, they're like, so what quarter are you going to run your end around in? Like,
Yeah, can you imagine how pissed Whit would be if that was a 7-yard loss?
right.
Why can't we just line up and run it? Why do we have to go sideline to sideline?
We're going to get our huge O line and our extra tight end, and we're going to run a end around.
Slice.
Yep.
Oh, was that Dart?
What's that?
Was that Dart? He was same side, wasn't he? Or was it just Slice?
The slice.
Yeah, they just pulled the sniffer. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mix kind of a, you know, it's kind of give a split flow look, but they blocked that 5. I like it.
Oh man, we're going heavy, condensed, end around again. I like this play call. This
Return
lot
jet.
of West Coast
Mhm.
inlay there as far as what Shanahan's doing a lot of with Debo.
Yep. 4-man surface, outside run. It's not we're not rewriting history here. We're just going shit that works. Maybe how you get there is a little different, right? With the guy in motion returning, but
I mean, team like if they're playing a ton of man, it's obviously a problem. They're gonna rock and roll it, banjo, whatever they're gonna do. It's owie. That didn't feel good.
save that cam pull for down the red zone.
Seems like that's the only time he does it.
Worth the risk, I guess, then, right? Points versus injury.
Penn State's nose is a dude. 12-star.
Nobody was set.
Well, it wasn't. I think somebody on the left side started early.
Yeah.
I wonder what the weather is down there today.
Probably a little nicer than Cache Valley.
Bro,
How much snow did you guys get?
what do you mean get? It's still snowing.
Well, you know what I'm saying. How much did you get yesterday? And
I
what was
had to
yesterday?
shovel twice yesterday, and the first time I shoveled, we had I probably had 6 to 8 inches on my driveway the first time, which sucked.
Yeah, it was wet.
It was not good. Which I have a snowblower, but I didn't want to get it out
Right.
because it's in the backyard. So to get it to the front yard, I would have had to drag it through the snow, and rather just shovel. And this morning, there was probably another 1.5 to 2 inches on the ground.
Yeah.
That's not good. I want to see this kid's leverage to start. I mean, you're man on the slot. I don't necessarily mind the idea.
Right.
That kid just made a play, man. He overthrew him a bit, but that's the one thing I will say about him. He kind of presses in big games sometimes.
Yeah, I just don't know that he's that supremely talented, Like I think, right? Like that's a tough throw for him. Other guys, and that's not as tough.
Why do you think it's so hard for Utah to get an elite quarterback? I mean, you're in a P5 conference.
It's cold.
Well, I mean, hang on a second. You've got homegrown talent playing in the NFL right now. How do you not get those dudes?
Because I don't think that's the target. I think they try to go into California.
They sure
Florida.
targeted his little brother.
What's that?
They sure targeted his little brother.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think that they go looking at other places for those. They kind of stay home for the O-line, D-line guys, and a backer here and there, and they go to Florida and California and Texas for all those stuff.
I mean, O-line and D-line, you have the poly pipeline, so
Yep.
that's one thing. Like the reason why Utah could compete when they were in the Mountain West Conference when they go play teams like Alabama is because of their fronts that you could
Fronts.
And you had a dude at quarterback who was a football savant. That obviously helped.
Yes. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think Deion talked about it when he was at Jackson State. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna play Alabama," and he's like, you kidding me? Like, we don't have the fronts for that. Like, people think like, oh, you got this guy and this guy's like, yeah, skill guys look kind of the same, but like between the tackles is a whole different ball game.
Bro, that's what I was saying. Watching the Bears play yesterday, Georgia would have run for 300, bro. I'm not even playing. I'm not playing. The Bears D-line looked so, and it's not even that. It's both levels. I just have big concerns about what they're doing defensively over there. I get it. He's a D guy. The roster sucks. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But you know how I feel about gap shit anyways.
But I think even like just when you watch them react in space, they just seem to like either they're coming from too far away or they're like, and they're not flying to the ball. It's third gear shit, you know?
All I know is Brisker in space has looked absolutely atrocious the last 4 weeks. Just
Yeah, you wonder if he's playing with something. He's playing with a hip, a knee, and ankle, where like he just can't push out.
I don't know what it is because early on he looked like a dude.
Yeah,
But
long season.
so that's my concern is you should see guys getting better, and I don't see that.
Yeah, unless there's a physical. All right, from
A far split
pass.
screen. Okay, let's go inside. Come on. Inside.
Empty.
Utah's they've started empty on almost every third down and motioned him in. Can't do that. They're in zone. I don't understand that. He's got a leverage defender outside of him. That is one thing. Utah's playing without what's his name, the corner.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, Phillips. But yeah, it's
that's one dude who needs a shout out, in my opinion, is Sharif Shaw.
right.
Best in the business, in my opinion. He's like I don't really like going to like clinics and stuff, but the only reason I want to go to the U's is so I can sit and talk to that dude because he's so good.
And you know,
Such a
his
good
kids
teacher.
and his kids are not only kids good, but they're playing pressure snaps. Right. There's so many pressure snaps on the, you know.
Jeez, who is 77, bro? 70, yes. Who is that? That kid is 400 pounds, dude.
It's massive.
Who is that kid?
I can pull it up a roster. Is it Peppy? P-E-P-I?
Where is
He's trying to go for that pass rush. Watching the 77 run up the A gap at the quarterback was kind of impressive. What's up?
Ask Kiva Walker.
Oh.
Bro, all these guys wearing number 0 these days. What is that shit?
Was what?
What is this shit with all these kids wearing 0? Number 0.
That's a new thing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, we don't have a 0 and we're never gonna have a 0. So there's that. Simote Peppa,
Yeah.
Bingham High School, 6'3", 345.
I'm guessing he's the 345 might have been his
Yeah, the first time they ever took a photo of him, because there's no way that
Before
dude's
before they bought a scale that would go past 345.
Yeah, that dude is at least. Oh, that's a see. His DBs, bro.
Tough.
I'm telling you. It's so, they're just so good ball on. Like that's what they're so good at. Like playing through the hands, like finding the football while in phase. They're just so good at it. There's one there. Well, they found something out of 3x1 with that tight end.
Yeah.
Right there. It's
Yeah, it's
just
that Mike Backer's not getting enough depth because they hit it before too, kind of different guy, the same kind of spot on the field.
sniffer mirrors for Trey. Outside zone. Is that Barton?
What's that?
Was that Barton?
Yeah.
True freshman, bro.
Yep. He's still growing into his body too, man.
Yeah, he's gonna be a freak.
I think he ends up being a hybrid 3-4 guy. Can cover, pass rush.
Yeah, that's PI.
Yeah. You can live with it.
Well, it's one thing that I always try to teach technically is if you're lost, run to him, but you want to turn into him, right? You want to turn into him. Because that's one thing I think people say, get your head around. Well, that's great for your head, but what's your body doing?
Right. You still want to cut down space with your body.
Yeah. So you want to turn into him. See how he grabs him? All he has to do is get that outside shoulder range. That's it.
Yeah.
He's all right. Just gotta be patient. He got scared.
Yeah. The receiver got his hands up early.
Yeah.
I think he thought the ball was closer.
And at that point, you're almost better off not turning. Just play through the ball, bro.
Yeah.
Third and 2. Yeah, this winter has shown me that maybe Cache Valley is not the place to be,
Yeah. Been a rough one.
Bro, this has been very Cache Valley like.
Yeah. I think I heard on the news last night that in 24 hours, Jared Valley had gotten 18 inches. And like Alto Snowbird got 24. My God.
Yeah, I mean, what's
Here we go.
crazy is
Do they stay in this formation? And you're right. How
Yeah, they
hard
do.
is Lloyd right now?
well, because they scored. See, that's one thing Lloyd couldn't do in the red zone, bro. So he should maybe take some notes.
They went freaking T,
Yep.
straight T.
You think Hallis is up there just bricked out, bro?
Just bricked. No, but there's about 50 coaches in Texas, maybe 500. All those straight T and all those guys down there.
Bro, I would run a straight 6 front cover 3 against that shit. Are you kidding me?
My buddy, I got a buddy down in El Dorado, Illinois, and they ran a bunch of T for a while, and they were pretty good at it. But like they had a quarterback who could do all the fakes and this and that. And then like the next year I watched him, and that kid was like the worst 3-card Monty guy ever. Like, there's he's got the ball. He's got like the guy he had for a couple of years was really, really good at it. And then the next guy was awful.
The thing that scares me the most out of that stuff is quarterback power and counter. That scares me more than anything.
Right.
The running back shit going on in the backfield, like you know me, I'm not a big upfield defensive line guy. I'm a control gap guy. That shit doesn't bother me if you just stay home and do your job.
Right.
Like that's where when we played Bonneville, Idaho this year, you know, we had no film on them. We knew they changed their offense, but they went to that. I can't even remember what it called. It's some dude that says he's the architect of it, but he stole a bunch of shit from them. No, it wasn't Flexbone. He called. That's what I'm saying. It was Flexbone,
Right.
but some dude. It's like there's a lot of single wing concepts with Flexbone concepts. He took like 3 things and mushed it together. And he's like, "Oh, I'm the architect." It's like, you're a dumbass. It's just 3 different offenses you put together. But when we played them, I mean, they drove the ball, 70 yards on that first drive, and then I had to call timeout because I'm like, okay, well, this game plan's not working. Because we played Juan Diego the week before, and we knew they were going to do some single wing stuff, and then they came out, but it's so – because they go unbalanced with like a tight end sniffer sidecar in the backfield or empty, and then they bring fly motion to get numbers. Dude, I finally just lined up in our 5 front and played man.
Right.
F this, bro. And I think they had 80 yards the rest of the entire game after they got 80 on the first drive.
Yep.
Like the stuff in the backfield doesn't bother me so much. It's when quarterbacks start getting involved in the run game. Dicey.
We played a team that was broken bone, like kind of wishbone kind of thing, and they would do power toss, and the quarterback would reverse open, toss it to the far guy in the tee, and then he would peel around and get in the blocking.
The quarterback. So that's Bonneville did some of that type of stuff, dude.
Yeah, he would
Yeah,
toss
it
it,
was like,
and then he would peel and get into the blocking scheme.
yeah, you see a lot of that. There's a bunch of teams in Idaho that run that like. It's a lot of like split veer type look.
Yeah.
Really condensed, right? Like we're talking feet to feet splits.
Yep.
Just mush ball like they used to play in Wyoming a ton up there in Kemmer. Exactly. Where's Kemmer? That's why they played it that way because nobody knows where Kemmer is.
Isn't that where Chair's from?
Is he from Kemmer?
I think so.
Exactly. Where? That's funny, bro. How you from Kemmer? There's like 4 people in Kemmer. He's got a bunch of family in San Pete. I know that.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, that's where your sister's off limits, dude. Well, 7-0, man. Not good.
That's not bad though.
God, dude, there's been some dudes that played at Penn State. Oh, Cam in the run game, huh? Peppers played at Julius. He played at North Carolina, right?
What's that?
Peppers played at North Carolina, right?
Julius Peppers? Yeah.
Yeah. Played basketball too, huh?
Yeah. Talk about genetic freak.
Bro. I'm telling you, dude, that Tyree Wilson kid, a lot of Julius Peppers vibes from that dude.
Yeah.
Did you watch him?
Just a little bit, but not enough to think like.
Bro. He's better than the other two. The other thing is, I think he's a better NFL player than the other two. Because that's the difference. Like college isn't the NFL, and he didn't have a ton of production. I think he was tied for 10th in the country in sacks this year. But they played a base 3 front, and he played outside linebacker in that and was dropping in coverage. A lot like what Fangio used to do with Mac.
Right.
Like, they run a lot of that type of shit. So, like, I think you put that kid in a 4 front in the NFL, bro.
Right.
Demon.
Did you see where Peyton when Sean Payton saw when he comes back, he wants to bring Fangio with him?
That's not good for anybody. Well, then he's not going to Denver.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing is like that's what they were like, yeah, they didn't think it was that big a deal.
Who didn't think it was that big of a deal?
The people that were talking about it, and obviously they're not real, they acted like it wasn't an issue.
I mean, to be fair, it's a different ownership group.
Right.
So maybe it's not a big deal, but I almost think Fangio's the type. That dude can hold a grudge, boy.
Right.
He's not. He's a weird old dude. What's funny about Fangio is everybody talks about like the Tampa 2 and how simple it is and guys can just play fast. Most of Fangio's shit is simple. It's not. He's dropping 8 half the time, and he's sending boundary, overhang pressure the other half. Like, it's not. He's not doing wild shit. He'll do some like DB blitz stuff out of like tight bunch, but most of his coverage concepts, dude, it's all zone for the most part. He doesn't play a ton of man.
Yeah. But that'll be interesting to see where they end up if they end up in like Denver or Indy.
I don't know how great Indy's roster is. Peyton ain't going to Indy, bro. There's no way. He doesn't have a quarterback. The only way Peyton goes somewhere is if he knows he can win with the dude that's there.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, that's why he bailed on New Orleans. Oh my gosh, that is not a throw for you, my guy.
He's got to catch that. I don't give a shit if it's PI or not.
One, he almost lets the defender beat him across his face. Like, I don't know if it was PI.
What's that?
I don't even know if it was PI. No. I mean, that's contact you're gonna get.
Maybe de-holding. I don't know if it was PI.
Maybe. It's not like receivers don't push off with their offhand or anything ever.
So all bowl season, I've been pointing out to Kelly when they have people have the giant curtains behind the play caller.
Mhm.
Apparently it's my new job.
I told her next year she's got to be my curtain holder.
That is not a job you want, Kelly. So shut your mouth, bro.
Do I get to decorate the curtain?
No.
Like the back side?
No.
The side that faces the crowd?
No,
Can
you're gonna have like the charger on it.
be a sparkly charger?
Sure.
Thanks.
Over his legs. He really is a powerful forward quarter. That's his 30 pounds. In situations, you can run the football into the extra man, it becomes almost like a running back. He's right behind Jackson.
The running back, y'all.
Even though you know it's something, you go get a shot, but he has to-
Ethan's knee doing? Cody,
I think we got I think Blair was listening. He was like, he gave us a tweet about so far the most popular thing that we've talked about is Kemmer.
how's Ethan's knee doing?
He's good. We got his appointment tomorrow. He should get full release.
So he'll be back to practice?
I don't know about that.
I believe it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think he might that trade may have left the station for OE. We'll see.
Ask him if I got a box of tampons here. If he needs them, I can send them up there.
The funny thing is like I believe you.
I would hand deliver those.
Yeah, I know you would. You take him to school, put his name on him, have him come down to the office and pick him up.
A pink note. I would put a pink sticky note on the box. Make sure it's pink.
Yeah.
Bro, we've got a bar down the middle face mask on a defensive lineman.
I think
Tractor
that's-
trailer out there, just
Yeah, I think it's a rule. I think in Penn State's charter, you have to have at least one guy with a crossbar.
bro. You ever Keith Trailer, bro?
Yeah,
Dude, that's a good run. Physical boy.
Miss fights. Don't miss fights.
it's coming.
Good.
That's 3 plays in a row, so you've seen some of that. And it's like,
Let's get started.
What is there to have a conversation about?
These guys are being jerks.
Bro,
They're just being jerks to each other.
nothing more annoying than like A, there's no flag, B, who's
No,
You know,
they took his towel. They stole his towel. And then they threw it to the sideline. He went to the sideline again. They threw it to the bench. But also, if someone snags your towel, I mean, you don't go chasing it. I know it's a fancy Rose Bowl towel, but come
I
on.
don't know, dude. If somebody tried to snatch your pocket, boy, you ain't, homie, don't play that way. I'm a straight man, bro.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's what Illinois is missing all day. The DeVito, their quarterback, has the shittiest pocket presence I've ever seen in my life. He's got 2 or 3 guys coming off his right. He goes to step up, he steps up to his right and just bricks into these guys. I'm like, dude, there's 2 gaps to your left. Just slide left and run up 3 yards, man. Like, fuck.
Wait, what did you say his name was?
DeVito. Yeah. Same.
From Illinois?
Huh?
From Illinois? Or where's he
Yeah.
from? Yeah, it makes total sense, dude. Total sense.
New
Good
Jersey
run.
guy.
Stay.
Played at Syracuse.
Peace, Bubba.
Yeah. He like just awful. No
That's
pocket
one thing.
awareness at all.
That's one thing to talk about. Those Syracuse. I was as surprised as everyone.
Yeah.
He gave no indication to me till after the fact.
What was the big raise?
No, not really. I mean, yes, but not like nothing that he hasn't ever made somewhere else as a head coach.
Yeah, but like, what was he? What? You remember what he signed for?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Five,
I'm sure.
four?
I'm sure. I'm sure it's pushing probably closer to $1 million.
Oh, okay. What was he getting? What was he getting in New Mexico?
5.
So yeah, so if you get a 750, 800, 850, that's probably worth making the move.
Oh, he don't give a shit about that. He don't, bro. He's had. Well, there's the Cam Rising call that you said would happen in the red zone.
Yep.
I mean, dude's had P5 offers to be a head coach. Like, money isn't.
Right.
I mean, he
Well, I
owns a
think this-
house.
I think this part of his career, like being a head coach, would be like, nah, I don't want all that extra work.
Well, that is it. He doesn't. He just wants to coordinate.
Yeah.
But I personally thought this was going to be his last year.
Oh, really?
I thought he was going to retire. I thought he'd be there for 3 with Danny, because like that's kind of what it takes to build the culture out, is this 3 to 4 years. Try to reset it. But
Yeah.
the fact that he took a new job,
Pretty crazy, huh?
dude's gonna coach another 4 years, probably at least.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, what, 72 this year? Jeez.
at least you hope Dino's going to score a bunch of points.
Honey, you don't like that.
I mean,
97 is a bit of a cock for Penn State, huh?
because he touched the guy.
Chippy. You don't like.
Yeah, he was
it,
touching
you don't.
Cam. He was touching his ankles. Where it
Yeah,
starts.
no, what a dick.
Grooming behavior.
Just throw this bottle away, or do you have a refill? Start right.
Hang on, did he drop that at the
I
end?
don't think he kept it.
I don't either.
Can be reversed.
I feel like it came out at the end and hit the ground, didn't it?
It looked like he was bobbling it in his lap.
I don't know. His arm looked like it stayed on it. No, came out. He didn't survive the ground.
Kick it quick.
He's saying it rolled over. They review every one, Kelly.
Oh, damn. Gardner,
Fucking noob.
hey. Hey, dickhead.
This one.
1, 2, ground.
Hey, he's got it
roll, down.
He
out.
still got it. Then it
Yeah,
comes
it's probably a catch.
It's gonna be hard to overturn that.
Well, if they call it a touchdown on the field, I don't see how you can,
Oh,
because the
yes,
first
in the
roll.
end zone, Kelly.
In the end zone.
Yes.
But like on
Yeah,
the
it's
other-
survive the
Oh,
catch.
the,
man.
the rest of the thing.
Correct.
doesn't-
If you're running and already have possession, the ground can't cause a fumble,
But
but
in the
you
end
have
zone,
to
it's
survive the catch.
Well, I think the first roll, he survived the ground. 'cause
Yeah, I
it
do.
didn't
I
come
got it.
out
Yeah.
till the second. So
Until
now
the
they
second.
talk about like one butt cheek is 2 feet,
Yeah.
right? I think it's
First
kind of the
contact with the
same.
ground.
Yeah, I think it's the same concept. Now, who knows? They've been doing goofy shit on replay
We watched
lately.
one
Like,
game, Kelly and I watched one game, and I bet they had 50 reviews. She's like, for fuck's sake, I mean, losing her mind. It just game was so shitty because you just literally couldn't go
It
more
was
than.
a shitty game to begin with.
Well, that's part of it. There was no rhythm because you couldn't play more than fucking 2 snaps without a review.
Well, I mean, the Georgia game, right? That ball that gets picked. Was that the Georgia game? What
Michigan.
game was it?
Michigan
No,
caught
it was
that
the
ball.
Yeah, it was the
They
Michigan
took
game.
points off the board. Michigan
Yeah.
gave up 2 pick sixes,
Well,
got to the 3 and the 1 and didn't score.
did you see the broadcast too show that they marked the interception short before that by 2 yards?
Yeah,
And if that ball is marked where it's supposed to be, that ball's in the end zone anyways.
right.
Wild, bro.
Wild.
Wild. I appreciate that Hemmer, got a lot of shout outs on Twitter today because
I
of
was
this.
checking, we got a can verify mid-street berms were roughly 5 feet tall and 12 feet wide. Kimmer,
No, it's 'cause-
we just gotta talk more Kimmer, bro.
Yeah, dude, you get a shout out. I guess there are more people in Kemmer than I thought.
And they're on.
I mean, I will say this about Kemmer. If it's not blistering wind that's ruining the day, Kemmer's got a good little golf course there. My great grandpa Long actually cut the first road into Kemmer. He was from Elko, Nevada. That's Rod and my grandpa's dad. He had no money, no collateral, no nothing, just barely married. And this is early 1900s.
Okay.
No money, no nothing, no collateral. Walks into a dude in Elko, Nevada and says, I need to buy this truck from you to cut this road because we're putting sheep camps up in Wyoming. He cut the first road from the 80 corridor into Kemmer, Wyoming.
Nice.
You can look it up. It's historical. At least that's what I'm told. They might all just be full of shit, kind of like when they used to say that we walked uphill both ways to school with our bare feet in snowstorms and shit. It's probably one of those stories.
Yeah. But also, like, how dumb are you to have to walk uphill both ways? Like, probably should have picked a better route.
Star Valley is a place I could live though in Wyoming. You ever been up there?
No, it's ridiculous. I heard.
Bro. If you could get a house in Star Valley in the summer and then have a house down in St. George in the winter, there's money.
I'm sure that there's a bunch of people that do that.
Yeah, those people are rich.
Yes. That's like, Baines always said when his youngest graduated, he'd winter in Mexico and summer in Park City.
Yeah, that's accurate. Mexico's pretty dope too in the winter. You can get over on that Yucatan side. The only problem over there, dude, they'll just kidnap your ass.
Yeah, he's in Punta Mita.
Careful how you say puta.
Yeah. Puta.
Got a bilingual cast going on now, jeez.
That's right. You didn't know it. I got all the important words.
Good game on tonight too.
In the league.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about like quarterbacks and who needs a quarterback. And I was like, I started to try to name every team that needed a quarterback. And I was like, I probably should just be like, hey, these 6 teams are good. Everyone else needs a quarterback. Like,
how is that? That's what's crazy to me too. How is it 2023 and you can get 6 legitimate quarterbacks, about 6 mid-tier guys, and then the rest are just dog shit. Like they'll have just like the kid from Washington, and I'll call them Redskins till the day I die. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Washington's kid, everybody's on him, right? Oh, he's the best thing since ever. Okay, well, 4 games in, and now you think he's a giant piece of shit. Like, you cannot. It comes down to consistency. The best quarterbacks ever are consistent. The guys who have 1 or 2 good games. I mean, is it fair to say Carson Wentz was a bust?
It's hard, right? Like there's, I heard McAfee talk about it. Like, he's like Carson plays some of the best football you'll ever see. And then the next snap will play some of the worst football you've ever seen. He's like, I feel bad for his parents who've watched his whole career. Like, because literally he's like, he played on 2 sprained ankles and did this and broke a tackle and did that. And the next play did the same thing and threw a pick 6. It's like, damn it. Can you just play in the middle? Can you play in the middle? Like, I don't need these crazy good plays. Crazy bad plays.
It's the Rex Grossman effect, right?
Yeah.
Bro, the year after they got rid of him, I was in Chicago, and we stopped at this pub on the more towards the south end of the city on our way walking back up from the stadium.
Okay.
And that side of town, even back then, like it was starting to go through that reclamation project, but even towards the stadium on the south side over there, it was a little dicey, a little bit.
Yeah.
But where we walk in and Rex Grossman had won for the Redskins when he was there.
Yeah.
And this dude, it comes up on the screen in the bar, right? And this dude goes, fucking Rex Grossman. But the Bears won that day. Cuddy had a good day. Brian had a pick that day against I want to say it was the Falcons.
Nice. When I was doing that linebacker stance thing, that when I asked people what their thoughts were, and the one guy posted the Urlacher one.
Yeah,
I was like, here's the difference between like knowing he's good and like Googling an image versus like watch pretty much every snap he played. The difference is like I looked at it, I go, that's a pass play. That's 3rd and 12. That's 3rd and 12 stance. That is not 1st and 10, 2nd and 4 stance. I'm like he is getting ready to bail the hell out for a backpack. Like that is not how he stands. But
well, let's also talk about Brian Urlacher being 6'4", running a 4.5 40 at the combine, weighing 270 pounds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I'll never forget his senior year. Utah beat New Mexico 55-7, I believe. I was at the game. It was at Rice Eccles. And within the first 3 snaps, my dad goes, that guy right there is going to be a dude. And it was Brian. Returning punts, dude.
Yep.
Like they get a punt sometime in the second half, and my dad's like, and the dude returns punts. Are you kidding me? My dad asked Rock after the game, he's like, who's that guy? He's like, oh, he'll be a 1st-round draft pick. And my dad goes, you got him returning punts? And he goes, do you see anybody better?
Right. Is anybody as big, as fast, as trustworthy?
My dad's like, no. He's like, my dad goes, I've also never seen a white guy that big run that fast.
Right. Yeah, he's a huge human.
Yeah, we got to play golf with him one year down in Albuquerque.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He what's crazy is this is how humble that dude is. He will so Rocky's wife Debbie, she does like cutting events and stuff, like horse cutting. I guess he'll like text her after she's had a good event. Like how many dudes watch like cutting?
Right.
Right. But it's a big enough deal to him that like he'll look it up or whatever
Yeah.
and
He's
make a
invested
comment
enough to
about it.
care about it.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
2x2 stacks, you flipping your leverage here?
No, I don't change anything. We play 3 high and that post never happens. I love how they call it a slant. I don't feel like that was a slant.
What's that?
I love how he called it a slant. I don't look at this as a slant. I mean, it's a skinny post, but okay.
Why would you trigger on that? Illinois got a pick on the exact same play today. Because the safety just sat there flat footed on the goal line and waited.
Well, one or two things. Down there, like you know me, I play a ton of man down there. So I'm likely a 6-man pressure usually, or I'm showing a 6-man pressure and getting out of it. And I mean, they were there. They were just a half second late.
I just don't know why that safety triggered down on the now. Like, let him throw it before you go down there and get it. Like,
Well, the other thing that we do there is we play stick, right?
Yeah.
So we put our heels on the goal line.
that's
And I
what
got
I'm talking about.
6 dudes back there. I would have been in one or the other. I would have been in 0 straight press man, or which I would have been a double A gap mug more than likely. That's what I like to run the most.
When they stack, does that get you out of the 0 call and go to that
No.
6 call?
No. We what we'll do is we got a call where we call combo. We'll combo it. So it's somewhat like your mod type stuff, where we'll play first in, first out.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. And then I'll put the safety on the back and he'll walk down in the box pre-snap.
Okay.
But I mean, I like to run a lot of stick and a lot of stick 0, where we'll either have 6 on the back end at the goal line or 5. And I'm either sending 5 or 6 either way.
Right.
And we play straight mod out of that. We combo everything out of that. So the way I teach them out of that is first man inside is your guy, right? So we leverage head up to inside shade, and the first dude to cross your face is your guy, and you're basically going to play man on it. But the other thing, that close to the goal line, I'll never have them run beyond the midpoint of the goal line or the end zone itself.
Right.
Like, I want them to throw the ball up in the air. I don't want them to have the ability to throw lasers like you saw on the skinny post.
Yeah. 100%.
What are you doing to the stack down there? Are you palms or are you manning it?
No, we'd be mod. And the same thing you're saying, like we're gonna be first in, first out, kind of bracket each kind of thing. We could play we could play palms, but if we did, I would want my corner inside leverage.
We do that in the red zone anyways. So you know how I never chase outside the numbers anyways. We always play inside leverage. But like if we're in something else where we're not in our 3 high, if we play palms, once you get inside the 15, everybody talks about the green zone or the red zone, 20, 25. Like, I don't even give a shit between the 25 and the 15. I don't think it changes it.
Nope.
But once you get inside the 15, then I think you can use the field's leverage to space to benefit you more. So I always play. So what we do, what I tell the kids is we're basically playing our cover 3 leverage out of cover 2. Because we play everything inside of ones and cover 3. Because I want them to make that throw outside. But what's crazy is Scally usually runs his red thief down there, and that's basically our stick call.
Yeah, I think that safety just blew it. I think he just sucked down and created an open window. If he were sat there with his heels on the goal line, they would have had to take the check down.
Bro, can TCU pull one out of their ass?
I don't know. Speaking of, they do have a big O line. You know, we talked about Utah's ability to have lines in the past when they were
Well, the one thing about what's crazy is I thought Michigan would stomp TCU. I thought Ohio State might have a chance against Georgia. Maybe. I knew the thing with Ohio State is they have the dudes, and I think they have the best quarterback in college football.
Right.
So, like, and it's not like Ohio State doesn't have dudes up front either. Like, it's Ohio State.
Right.
But, like, I thought Michigan would romp TCU. I didn't even think it'd be close. I mean, the 2 pick sixes didn't help, bro.
Yeah, there was a whole.
Yeah, those will help.
Tons of sim. You think they sim or sim? Oh, they sim.
They're bringing it. Underthrew the shit out of it.
Well, I mean, the one thing to probably not do against Cam is this. Dude plays against this shit in practice every day.
Right.
Right?
This time was a big day with Marquise Wilson just not locating the ball. He just came out there. It's been king.
That's why you play to the man.
Yep.
A lot of West Coast shit going on with them this game.
Yeah, right. Timing's just not the same, right? Under center, that fake, the ball comes out. Timing's a little more fluid. When you're in the gun, it's a little like the pacing isn't as good.
And I don't mind it.
No, it's just not the same. It's just like trap under center hits faster than trap out of the gun. Still an awesome play, right? Still
We're
works.
gonna go speed option, huh? Away from the 3x1 at a bunch. Okay.
That's probably the play. Illinois was in their freaking bear front, and the quarterback checked the speedo late in the game. Probably the play that broke the game open.
You want to know?
We
There's the 2 reasons I went to a 3 high. Because at a 3x1, speed option used to just clap my cheeks, just clap, and or I mean ridge line, right? Had a lot to do with us going to the 3 high. Like the sniffer stuff. The thing about the sniffer, what a dude.
former quarterback right there.
Dude.
Some feet, buddy. I mean, that's he's 2 yards deep, first contact, 3 yards deep.
It also goes to show why teams that get an explosive play over 25 yards on a drive are more likely to score touchdowns and win football games.
And not to mention it was a 3rd and 10?
Yeah. I think it's 3rd and 6 when we do that up.
Was it?
Yeah. The play they actually got me on, I thought they were going to go toss on the bunch set because he was sidecar
Yeah.
away. And then he reversed under that or outside the quarterback, which I haven't seen him line up sidecar to the 3 receiver side and run it opposite a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So far, it's been a good game, man.
I mean, I think you called it.
It's gonna be the first team that like fumbles or I don't know if picks hurt them as much in this game as fumbles. Just because they're gonna run it so much, you get a couple fumble calls. It's gonna change a little bit.
I ended up cooking in the Dutch oven last night because you made me feel like a piece of shit.
Yeah, because you're not an adult.
I mean, I'm an adult. It's just some things that I'm selectively lazy.
What'd you cook in the Dutch oven?
I just went with potatoes, green beans, corn, chicken.
Nice.
Went did one of grandma's old Greek recipes in there though, as far as seasoning it up.
Nice. I think we did chops last night. I think we're doing some pork loin tonight.
Pork chops or lamb chops?
Pork chop.
Yeah, I have to ask. My grandmother was Greek, bro. As I said,
Yeah.
the recipe that I did in the Dutch oven literally called for lamb, not chicken.
Well, if
But
I was no
I'm-
one else in the house will eat it, or else they would be lamb chops, dude.
I need it.
Ugh. Lamb is
Greek. I'm Greek, dude.
It's morbid. It's morbid. Dude, I grew up in Fountain Green, Utah. You know that Fountain Green was the richest city per capita before the Depression in little old Utah because of the lamb trade?
Oh, really?
Yeah, our town days down there is literally lamb days. Yeah.
Nice.
So like they have a big, 2-day event, softball game, circus, carnival, whatever you want to call it. Take in mind, this is a city of 500 people. And, but the big to do is the lamb auction and the lamb cook, where you get lamb sandwiches with nothing on them but mustard. Let me explain something to you. Dog shit. Okay? Dog shit would taste better than a lamb sandwich on a musty old biscuit with mustard on it. Get the fuck out of here. Garbage. Grandma could cook though, boy. She could do that. That's the dude you should do cover to a barbecue.
Can't hear you from the other side of your kitchen, dude,
I have my hair covered. How can you not hear me?
because it's echoing.
I'm an echo.
I'm just saying, it's echoey. I'm just speaking into the fucking microwave or in your cabinet.
Should I touch the ball?
She brought it to me.
Well, you were playing with it a minute.
Jet shovel pass.
Might be wondering if it's not doing the audio right, if it's been echoey.
No, that's all right. Plus, I've got my laptop in the living room. We got a dog squeaking, my mother-in-law running the garbage disposal, and Kelly chirping, so it's a little tough.
Is that better?
It's about the same.
That's weird, dude.
It's a little better, but I decided to
Well, this
get
is for you, Cody. This is what I did in the old Dutch.
nice.
Yeah, bro. Delicious.
Looks delicious. So what I do understand that you're like, yeah, I'm cooking for myself. Like it's like my uncle was like a career bachelor pretty much, right? Like he married my aunt obviously like early, and then he just was single for like 30 fucking years, right? Like, and but like you go to his house and he'd like make a bowl of like a thing of like soup, and like he'd eat on that shit until it was gone, right? Like he'd make like
Oh yeah.
he'd make like, you know, I'd go over there and he'd be like, you know, working on the same bowl of fucking chili or whatever for like 10 days. I'm like, fuck.
Well, that's what I don't make that much when I make stuff. I'll usually cook like 3 days a week, but it'll feed me all week.
Yeah. You have to buy like smaller vessels. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. If like I use something that like I can't make all of it or else it'll be too much. I just have to make something else that will use the same stuff.
right. It's like when I do like pulled pork, like smoke a pork butts. All right, we'll have pulled pork, and then we'll have like a baked potato with like pulled pork on top of it, or like pulled pork nachos, or like, you know, like the same base thing, but we're gonna, so we don't get fucking burnt out, we'll switch it up.
No, that's what I was saying when I was over there. That's the dude you should have on cover 2 and barbecue.
Who's that?
My dad.
Yeah.
He knows nothing about football, but
Sure he does. Just be tougher than them.
that's the only thing he knows.
That's a good thing to know.
He was a tough old cowboy, that guy. Oof. Dude, I look back, he was such a hard ass. I look how he is with my sisters. Bro. Stupid. So stupid.
Yeah, man.
I remember just getting my ass beat for like, did you feed the turkeys? No, just ass beating. Did you do this? No, grounded for a week. Delaney, did you do this? No. Oh, what am I gonna do with her?
Oh shit.
Stupid.
The question is, how many pancakes can that man make on a Saturday morning?
Pancakes?
Yeah, we're talking having our the coach's breakfast.
Oh, that dude ain't making pancakes, bro. I'm telling you that.
Huh?
That dude ain't making pancakes. He's not. We didn't biscuits, bro. You get a biscuit. You don't get no pancakes. Can he make pancakes? Sure. Will he do it? No, because he'll tell you that's not a breakfast food. It's a dessert.
Actually, Kelly and I went to brunch on Friday, and that's all we had. We had a ricotta pancake with like lemon curd and stuff. It was the perfect dessert. I had huevos rancheros, and she had like this BLT eggs Benedict thing.
It's stupid.
Bro, I'm telling you, Black Sheep Cafe, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. We'll have to sneak down there and try it sometime.
Where?
It's in Provo, he said. It's a pretty legit.
The new place in Salt Lake,
That Mexican place.
Lola. It's on 9th and 9th downtown.
Okay.
East. There's a couple of places that you guys ought to try down in Utah County. Pizzeria 712 in Orem. Awesome.
Isn't there a barbecue place in Orem that's supposed to be pretty good?
I don't know.
You should come down and we could take you to that one place where we cooked at the table. Or is she too picky?
He might be too picky.
He's too picky for that.
I don't know. You a Korean barbecue guy, Dustin?
I mean, if I'm gonna pay for food, they're gonna cook it. I'm not cooking shit.
There's a place back home, Alexander Steakhouse, and it's an open pit barbecue. Like,
Oh, that's different. I would do
and,
that.
and they have the baked potatoes like in tins right there. You can like reheat them, on the fire. They have their own Texas toast and butter, so you can get them going. And you literally go to the refrigerator case. That's the ribeyes, and you can look at every ribeye they have. Like, all right, that's the one I'm cooking. And then you go up there and you cook it and hang out and shoot the shit. But then you don't have to start the fire, clean the fire up. Yeah, it's pretty cool place. But obviously, like zoning laws and stuff, like there's only 3 of them in like all of Illinois, and they like grandfathered in. But it's pretty sweet.
I sent you a picture of that pork I got in Chicago, didn't I?
Yeah,
Dude, that place,
yeah,
bro. I'm a big, like, as far as the food, whether like where it's from or what it is, I'm just a big farm to like table guy. I like
Right.
fresh ingredients,
Yeah.
good food. There used to be a place in Utah County. It's changed names a couple times. The ownership stays the same. It's a dad with his 2 boys that have opened them. It was called the Tortilla Bar.
yeah.
And I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's still down there in Pleasant Grove in a little like strip mall.
Nice.
So good, dude.
They are picking on that corner on the left. Offense is left.
Yeah. He wanted to go at him again.
I'm telling you, they like the matchups on the corners.
Do you play left and right?
The kids seem to do it. Like the kids seem to like. I mean, I remember Park City. I used to have to yell at Seth Warner to go to the other side. Like he just never wanted to leave the defensive right.
Yeah, mine's all based off formation.
Yeah, I agree, and I like to flip strong, whatever. But like, yeah, it seems like the last few years, man, like every time I get guys, they end up like migrating to the half. Like, like Aiden Gritty this year, he was going to be on that. He was going to be on the defensive left, and Jaron was going to be on the defensive right, and there wasn't much I could do to switch them.
I don't like that decision.
No,
Well, is it they're going after that guy, or is it that that's the hash and that's the throw for him?
maybe. I don't know. It seems like they are going boundary a bunch, but it just seems like they're really challenging the corners. You never know, they could have a corner that's, out, with the draft shit or something too. Like you got a sub in there, some true freshmen, throw them to the Wolves.
It's cover 2 man.
Well, 8 seconds, 10 seconds, why not, right?
Why not call timeout and just huck it at the end zone, bro?
I don't know. Did you see where Bielema called the timeout, made them review the kickoff, right? If they score right before half, got 2 seconds put back on because the return got down to like the 45. They put 2 seconds back on the clock. He ran fucking zone.
What a dick.
What a dick. Literally half the teams were in the tunnel.
Get a
Had to
drink.
get everybody back out, line up, and just hands that bitch off.
My thing is, like, as much as Mississippi State doesn't want to lose that game, right?
Right.
For obvious reasons. Do you want to be the coach that beats them?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
and I think Beal and he had a little bit of a relationship too.
I mean, the dude
Yeah.
had relationships with everybody.
But like Kiffin came out, it was like, yeah, I'm kind of glad you beat us in the, like your last game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're all competitors. Like, it would. Well, I don't know, dude. There's coaches that I would want to be like if they.
Yeah.
He's just not one of those guys. Is what I'm saying. Like,
No.
I'm sure this would get taken out of context. There would be dudes that would want to beat Bam if Saban.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just different with Leach. Like, he was such an embodiment of like being authentic and true to like who you are.
Yep.
And two, like anybody that you talk to, listen to, the same thing comes up. Like, whereas you talk about some of these other coaches, like the Sabans, there are a select group of people who like to hate those people, right? With Leach, it's the same thing. Like, they might talk about his quirkiness, but there's never any hate for the dude.
Right.
But I just think it's different. It's a sad deal, man, all the way around. Like, for his kids, obviously his wife, but like what nobody really talks about, like, you can talk about all the kids that are on the team now, but like I've got relationships with guys who played for BYU and then Andy Reid in the league that, you know, they'll go through something in their life and he's one of the first guys that they call or text.
Yep.
Right? Because they didn't have a dad, or they don't have somebody, or their dad's gone.
Yep.
And now, you know, you're talking hundreds, if not thousands of dudes that probably he was one of the first guys that they would have reached out to. And it's
Totally right.
It's wild, man.
Yeah, that's, you know, they were interviewing the quarterback after the game. Obviously, he got emotional. I mean, you know, and rightfully so.
I mean, but like I said earlier, they're in good hands.
Yeah,
Zach's a good dude.
yeah, man, he coached his ass off today. Like, and I like he has the right perspective. Like he was still play calling today, you know, signaling everything in. But he's like, no, that'll have to go away. Like, you know, in order to run this program and do that stuff, I'm going to have to hand some things over. But
What's crazy is the only time that Rock didn't call the D was when Bronco was with him, and he ended up taking that away from him anyways.
yeah, it is play calling wise. Like, I'm sure it will be a team effort. You know, I know, like, if I were to ever, I don't know how comfortable, how long it would take for me to be comfortable with somebody calling my snaps for me.
Well, that's the hard part for me. Like, you know, my philosophy on it. I don't want to coordinate as a head coach. I don't want to do it.
I agree.
But because of the way that I run this defense, if I go somewhere where somebody's not there who's been with me, so like as an example, you know, my D-line coach is a guy that I would feel comfortable with running this stuff.
Yeah.
Because he helped me build some of it. Right? Like what we're doing with the front and some of the things up there, like he knows what we're doing. So I would feel okay, and I would obviously have veto power anytime I wanted it. But I would be fine with him calling it if I was somewhere. To be honest, he's a little more aggressive than I am. And I'm pretty aggressive.
Yeah, do you think maybe some of that aggression gets tempered over time when it's your nuts on the line? When you know, like, that's the thing too, is like, you know, it's great to like Kelly's favorite quote from Remember the Titans is, you know, blitz all night or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but well, like, if you've ever done that, you know, like you're living by the sword, dying by the sword. Like you're one blown gap, one alignment, one missed tackle. There's nothing worse than you actually call blitz, it works, and the kid doesn't make the play, and then you get gashed. Right? Like,
because like
those scars,
the reality is I want you to throw against the 6-man pressure. I do. I want you to throw it, because if you get that ball, I know that's a 50-50 ball.
Yep.
And your dude's just better than my dude. Now, the zero blitzes that scare the living shit out of me is when you run it and you go add a gap.
Right.
Not good. Not good. Now, granted, I play my safety typically on the back, so it's like, okay, well, you're the extra man, so make a tackle, dude. But yeah, no, for sure, because when I was younger, well, I just had this conversation with somebody that hit me up about the 3 high stuff. And I said, he goes, well, what advice do you have for me? You know, I'm third year I'm going into my third year. So I've been in DC for 2 years, right? And I said, look, dude, my first 3 years, I was a terrible DC. Terrible. Not good. Now, from a scheme standpoint, nothing's really changed. That's not what I mean.
Right.
I was a terrible teacher of football. I think that's the part that all of us get better at. It's you brought it up and have alluded to it. Like our ability to tell a story through X's and O's and to relate to kids and to teach them. Like being a coach is really like, if you want to be a good coach and you want to call the plays that you want to call and you want to be exotic or this or that, it comes down to your ability to teach kids. But you have to be a good teacher. And a lot of that, I used to think that I would teach the kids really well. The reality, like for me, and this is just me, I would teach them the scheme, right? The two-dimensional X's and O's, black and white on a piece of paper.
Right.
I would teach them and we would go over that and we would teach, technique and things like that. It's all great. No, it comes down to like, I'll never forget this year when I really broke down what spill is to everybody on me. That simple concept of spill, right? Guys, we want the ball to run outside. It was like I had to give them permission. Like we want it out there. That's where we have speed. And when I broke that down for them and kind of laid out what spill is to everybody, it was like a light bulb went off and they were like, oh, so like I don't need to get down in there. No, dude. Outside.
Yep.
And it's just your ability to teach them that way.
Great clip. As funny as the guy is, it's like Will Compton. I was talking about how like him and Taylor Lewan were talking one time, and Taylor would like it's about confidence, whatever, and like Will would have to like he said when he was in college, he had to watch his high school tapes to like regain his confidence and stuff, right? Because he like missed a tackle or whatever, and then he got into the pros, and they were in like a training camp or whatever, and he missed a tackle, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm getting cut. You're gonna cut me right here on the field, right? Like right here, right now." And he goes, the coach walked up and he's like, "Hey, good miss." Like what? He's like, "Well, if you're gonna miss, you got to miss there." Like, you know what I'm saying? Where it was like, oh.
Uh-oh. So you cut out after you said good miss. Oh.
You there, dude?
Yeah, dude.
My battery just dumped on me.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, he's getting into the meat and potatoes of his story, and he just dipped.
Yeah, no, but anyway, Compton was talking about how like it was like the approach was different, right? Like, look, like if you're gonna miss tackles, it's just gonna happen. You can't afford to miss that tackle on the outside. You got to miss it inside because you still have to spill. And like, that pro level guy giving him the why we want to do this or that or.
Yeah, the other thing that I really learned this year, I told you this, I grew more this year as a football coach than any year ever. Like I stand behind that. And one of the first, like the rule that I have now, we talk about teaching kids scheme and having rules to dictate, what's your job, what's your responsibility. I think you have to have that as a football coach too. I think you have to have rules.
Yeah.
And my big rule this year that has kind of become part of my philosophy is there's only one thing that I will rip your ass for in a game. Effort. That's it. Missed assignment, guy beats you, bad technique, all that crap, right? That's part of football. That's part of the game. I am not gonna bust your chops for that stuff in the game. Your effort, I will rip your ass for effort. You want to jog, you don't want to run to the ball? Cool, go sit on the sideline. I'm not gonna play you. Or you can sit over there and think about it until you're ready to give me effort. And when you come back and tell me you're gonna give me effort, boy, it better be the best effort you've ever given. But I think kids, like coaches, get like, you see dudes like freak out on the sideline, right? That's not. It's kind of like, I don't know if you saw Chase Claypool flip out yesterday.
No, I don't pay for the extra streams and that shit. So I'll watch Red Zone. I'll catch the Lions gutting us, and then maybe a Fields run every now and again. But I didn't watch the whole thing.
Well, I do pay for the extra because
You're sadist.
can't not watch the Bears. I don't think I've missed a Bears game on TV or in person in 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, like I will extend a vacation to stay on a Sunday so I can watch the game. Like I won't come home at 11. I have to watch the game.
Nice.
Well, Claypool had a moment yesterday where he blew up on the sideline. And they asked Justin about it. They said, well, what did you say to him? Dude, this is what's Justin, 22, 23 years
23,
old?
yeah, 22, 23.
Yeah. This is coming from a 23-year-old kid. He goes, I just told him it wasn't beneficial to the rest of us to act that way. Right?
Yeah.
But we've got coaches who will, and when I say coaches, I have been that coach that loses my mind. I mean, hell, Bear River this year. The screwball rolled to the other side of my melon in that game.
Yeah.
But I learned this year, and a lot of that had to do with that's the other thing that younger coach asked me is I said, you've got to have a mentor. You've got to have somebody that has been in those moments, who has been you, who's been a young coach and learned, so that you can give them a call or give them a text, or they text you or call you and say, the text that I got after that game was, I'm disappointed. And when you get a text like that from a guy that you respect, and his point wasn't, I'm disappointed in you. His point was, I'm disappointed in me for not showing you that it's okay to love guys even when it's going bad.
It's hard, ain't it?
Yeah, maybe you just needed permission to see, that's what I'm saying is having permission from him, a guy that's won state championships, that yeah, dude, bad things are going to happen, man. You can't, your love can't be conditioned. It cannot be conditioned on the outcome. And once I figured that out, it's weird too, because when that happened, we got better defensively. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
Because I don't think that the kids were playing as scared. They weren't scared of how I was going to react to something, because they saw me treat them totally differently.
Right.
And when you're dealing with young kids, as young as we were on the back end too, I think that was a big deal for them to not feel judged by the outcome.
Right. Well, and especially if you go back to week one, with all the PIs and giving up 9 inches on the receiver, that would, I think you got it then. It was week
That's
one.
true.
They were young. You got it. Outcome doesn't matter. But I think whenever we get we keep raising the bar, and as coaches, we want them to experience it and learn it the first time, and then we get into a game like you did against BR, when you know that you don't have to play your best game to beat them and you're losing. That's when it gets the biggest ass chewing my kids got this year at varsity during a game was against PG, because I just felt like they were outplaying us. They weren't outcoming us. They weren't actually beating us on the field. I just felt like they were competing harder and executing what they were trying to do better than us. And it drove me nuts.
Well, and I think that the Bear Rivers deal was a perfect storm of like having young guys, but I was also, and some of me losing my mind was an effort issue. I didn't feel like we ran to the ball well that game at all.
Yeah. But that gets lost, right? Like that gets lost in the message. That's maybe the bigger thing that I've learned about trying to stay calm in those situations is that everything becomes white noise when you're screaming and yelling, and they don't get the piece of the story that they need to get. Hey guys, and that's what I said in the huddle when I was screaming. I'm like, don't get confused why I'm so pissed. I'm pissed because they're out playing. This is not okay.
Yeah.
They're out playing. This is a game. Playing how you play the game matters, and they're out playing.
Well, that's one thing that I think is going to be. I mean, I obviously talk to you more than anybody, and you know where I come from with like our off season, and I've told you this. Like, if I'm ever a head coach, it's because I'm in a place where I'm supposed to be there.
Right.
It's the place for me because I'm not. I don't apologize for being me, and I'm not ever going to do that. And one big thing for me, like talking about them outplaying you, it has to mean more to your kids than it means to them. And I think a lot of the way that you get the capital investment from the kids is that off season, because that's what I heard about one of the gigs I'm supposed to interview for, is that, you know, they've got a partnership with like IHC to do all their strength and conditioning. And I'm like, that's a non-negotiable for me.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah. Like, I'll listen to what they have to say. I think it's always good to listen. But I also think that, like, as we've got, like, you see it all the time, and if there's anybody watching this, I'm going to catch hate for this. All this speed, why you running a mile at practice bullshit. It's all garbage. Hot, ooey gooey garbage. Like, look, I can point to the results. You can say, oh, well, you guys were 5 and 6. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if we didn't do things the way we did, we wouldn't have won a game. We maybe win one. Maybe. But we don't beat Skyview. That happened. We don't play Ridgeline to 3 points. We don't lose that first round game 7-0. Like you knew my philosophy going in. Guys had to play both ways. The reason that we have to run a mile in practice on Mondays is because guys are going to run a mile in a game.
Yeah, I think anytime you speak in absolutes, as far as like this offense, this defense, this way to lift weights, or this way to condition or not condition, or whatever, right? Like when you start speaking absolutes, you lose me, right? Because I've been around enough to know that like the commitment, the intent to whatever you're doing is probably as important as what you are actually doing, right? Like, so and you also understand your kids. Like when I first started at Riverton, we had 250 to 270 pound O linemen that were squatting high 5s, 600s. And so powerlifting format made sense with these big bodies, they move weight, whatever. Well, then as we got to the next wave of kids a few years later, all of a sudden we've got 175 pound linemen, but we have a ton of speed, right? So it's like, well, the way we're training them is different, right? Like the way we're going to play is different. I think a lot of times guys don't take into fact, but you said you got a bunch of guys going 2 ways and playing specials. And like, so I think when you have to take a step back, get to 10,000 feet and make an assessment of what is it our athletes need? How can we build to their strengths while matching our style of play? And if you can match your strength conditioning, all your choices about those things, then it fixes themselves. But if you were like, hey, we've got to do accelerations 3 times a week and do this, like, that's great. But like, you don't even play with more than one wide receiver. You're a double wing team. Like you don't even have receivers. What are you worried about that? Right. Like it's just different.
Well, it's
So,
like
yeah,
us, even offensively, right? We line up in condensed sets and mash the ball down your teeth.
uh-huh.
Like the big thing was we did have to get more team speed. And there's a reason why I believe in sequencing, speed to power.
Yeah.
And doing it in the same day. Lots of guys will talk about fatigue. There's no doubt about it. Like that's why we stopped doing plyos in season after the Bear River game, because after that game, I had to take an assessment of. I felt like we were fatigued in that game. I did, and I felt like we needed to worry more about maintenance. We were going to get, from a potentiation model. We were getting what we were going to get out of plyos going into the season. Now people talk about potentiation with plyos and the half-life of it, but the reality is we had guys, defensive linemen, who added 18 inches to their vertical and shed 2 to 3 tenths off of their 40 from what we did in the offseason. You're not going to potentiate beyond, maybe 2 tenths off of what you were going to get if you continue doing it. And I think that when you match the fatigue factor into it, I think the outcome becomes less in season.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Yeah, I think, but like, I thought that's my issue with when people start speaking in like absolutes is like, well, plus like I'm a track coach. I've done track, and I know how to train a 100, 200 kid and a 400 kid or 800 kid or a mile kid who come down and run a 4. Like you can handle it. You can condition. You can increase work capacity while increasing speed and acceleration. Right now, if all you do is run long and slow, well, then you become long and slow. But like if you understand the human body, they'd be like saying, well, squats and deadlifts aren't dynamic enough because there's no movement, or like or the bench press is useless because, well, granted, is a huge marker of strength, no, or maker of strength, no, but like it's important. And so like balancing dynamic movements with static strength movements is important. And this is no different than trying to get your team in shape and still train speed.
Yeah, I just know for me, like when people start talking about bar speed, I'm like, oh my God, like I don't give 2 shits. I don't care. And the reason I don't care is it goes back to what I was talking about with like, I might have 4 to 6 dudes that are varsity ready to play on the back end, right? And I can only use DBs as subject matter because that's my expertise. I've got 20 other dudes sitting behind those 6 that have to be varsity ready, at least half of them in the next year or 2 that I have to develop. I can't, and the other part about those 6 that are varsity ready, from a body movement and body control standpoint, there's not a whole lot that I have to offer them. We can talk about first step, hand placement, eyes. We can talk about all that shit. That's all great. Those are the only tidbits of information that I can give them. As far as body control is concerned, they already had that to begin with. That's why they're varsity ready. There's nothing that I'm going to do from a coaching standpoint that's going to change the genetic factors or makeup of that human being. 0. I might be able to tell them how to get rid of a false or negative step. I may be able to tell them where to get their eyes better. All that's great. When we talk in phase body control, that's being an athlete, dude. And so many guys focus on like all of those like intangible, like how your measurement or how you teach this or how you do that. Dude, I can do all these crazy drills that all these college guys do, but the 20 dudes behind them that don't have the genetic factors that they do, how am I making them better?
Yep. No, I get it, man. Like I said, we start talking in absolutes, you're missing out. Like, oof. I'm good, thank you.
There's one thing I'm an absolutist on, and that's plyos. We're gonna do plyos until you puke your guts out.
No,
That's about it. Well, third down, third and short.
There we go. Third down. 3rd and 2. That's a couple broken tackles for that guy.
I'm a little worried about the shot to the back of the head that he took.
Yeah, a little bit there. His head didn't bounce off the ground, so that's good.
Why we got eye paint on, dude? The coach.
The coach had eye black on.
Yes. Either that or he had 2 black eyes like he got the shit beat out of him. It's a bad ball.
Yeah, what's that? Oh, good, I think. Yeah, I think he just forced the shit out of it, didn't he? He wanted to take a shot.
Dude didn't even get his head around it. Doinked off the back of his head. That's another coach at Utah that I think's done a great job is that tight end coach.
Clearly, right?
They've got some dudes at tight end. Man.
Had a run, buddy. And they're gonna keep getting more.
Oh, little dip, duck, dodge, and dive. It's just a good decision by him.
Yeah. Is it me or do they have they made his face mask bigger? Is it? I mean, it's like Lord Helmet's face mask. I think it's massive. Look at that thing, dude.
I just don't know. Utah's not running a ton of screens, and I'll tell you what, on first down, I think they could poop on these guys with some screens.
Right?
Even if you don't want to run it to the back, just give me a little tight end middle screen.
I was gonna say I would run screens to the tight end if I could.
Empty. You've got to be able to run that football there. They were in more of a too high shell.
Yeah, I just think. Yeah, I kind of like to see Jackson stay out to the right, have a little more patience.
They're trying to personnel him into the boundary a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. He should. That's the like we just talked about. Is that 2-dimensional or is that 3-dimensional understanding of what they wanted? Right. He ran it and then realized, oh well.
Well,
Tight end.
that works.
You know, where the kid understands, oh, we're running zone right. Like we're formation, we're doing this with personnel. So you can bounce this thing out by the C gap. And he doesn't do it. And you're like, oh shit, he didn't know. Yeah. It's we call it inside zone, but realistically, doing this formation against that look, we want this.
Yeah, that linebacker or stand-up DN, I think, got a peel rule on that. He didn't peel.
Yeah, he was on it.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, why? Why?
I just don't get it.
Into the boundary.
You know, trying to throw it back to Rising.
Yeah, like, oh, he had a dude in the middle of the field, though.
Just rip that thing over Rising and set it out of bounds.
Yeah, did you see the over open, though?
Yeah, well, that's like in the U of I game, there was one, and the guy completed it for a first down, Mississippi State, but he had a bender across just by his lonesome. I
just don't like it in the sequence of the game, though.
Right, you ran the ball,
you're
you picked up
moving
a
the
hard
ball.
third down.
Like sudden change, or you need a play to gain some momentum. I think you have momentum. I don't think there's any need for it.
Second down and 4 down situation, or second down and short, where if you lose 7 yards, you still got third manageable.
Yeah, just across the 50, I like that call, but I'd rather see you run something that keeps the ball in Cam's hands to throw it.
Yep.
You're going to take a shot. I think his guy ran the wrong route.
Yep.
And then again, because it's 2nd and 19, you throw it. I don't mind a draw play there. I don't mind you trying to run the football on 2nd down to get half of it back.
Yep.
That's just bad play calling. They not have a rugby guy this year? That's weird.
I think they do. I think he just didn't rugby it because they had
Yeah.
3 outside. He tried to stay in.
Well, you're the punt connoisseur. You know a lot more than I do.
My first rule of punt: don't punt. Right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
We did it a lot, so.
No, punting is hugely valuable, but I also know, like, if you can steal back a possession, or you can, like, obviously, like, I loved the fake punt the other night. It's Kirby Smart with maybe the best timeout in the history of the world.
If he got it.
Well, I mean, either way, right? It's like there's a hold on every call. He got it. So, but yeah, man, just the fact that, like, you saw, like, that's a hell of a time to go for it. It was very simple.
Took nuts, tell you that.
Yeah.
Ohio State didn't play scared until the last 2 minutes.
Well, I think that's the thing. Like, and I think, like, people learn from stuff, right? Like, if you watch the Mississippi State Illinois game, they got into, like, kicking range, and the announcer said it. He goes, yeah. He's at in range, right? Like, in theory, he could make that kick, but, like, I wouldn't be confident in it, like, kind of thing. Like, yeah, he can kick a 49-yarder, but, like, it'd be cool if he got to kick a 37-yarder, and that's when they ran it down tight. Yeah, I think you got to stay on the throttle there.
Well, and like I told you, I think, losing what's his name.
Oh, yeah.
It hurt
Harrison
big
Jr.?
time. Yeah.
Yeah, they had no answer for that cat.
Well, I just don't know how you stay in match 3 out of 3x1. I hate match out of 3x1. I mean, you know me, I've gone completely away from match just because I think teaching, and you'll disagree, teaching high school kids, it's a crapshoot. You might be able to do it 1 year, but to do it consistently year in and year out, it's tough.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's his background, is that match 3 with Saban.
All right, you got to do what you know, right?
I just have had my ass kicked out of 3x1 against match 3 so bad that then it's always, it's the deep over stuff. That's cutting under the safety and working to the corner that's bail.
Yep.
It's tough, man. Look at that. See, that's kind of a split over foot, Cody. I've never seen a 0. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think they were in that front to set the pressure. I think that's why they were lined the way they were.
Kid's only thrown it 6 times.
What's that?
Is that kid only thrown it 6 times? Is that what I said?
Oh, that doesn't sound right. Maybe 6 times this quarter.
Might have been against the blitz. I don't know. Oh, linebacker, you got it.
See what I'm saying? Like their backers just aren't matching angles very well. These slant windows, man. There's some safeties and backers should be really causing some havoc.
I will say that was to the 2 receiver side out of empty. That's always tough. Oh, they're 0 for sure. Yeah, that's not good.
Not good.
You ain't catching that kid.
Nope.
What we talked about earlier?
Yep.
Zeros against run fits.
Yep. I don't know why. And they didn't disguise it for shit.
Well, no, the safety rocketed.
Safety was 5 yards.
Let's see what happens play side. Add a gap, baby.
Right?
No, it's zone. It's straight zone. Shit, it was almost ISO, bro.
Yeah, they got the cut off and the back block.
That's why I like a rat back attack player so much. You play it from your backside anyways. Flow
Right.
away, check my A.
Yep.
But that's why I like the healer look, because it gives you front side look, but then you rat back attack to the cutback.
Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know what the benefit of playing 0 over 1 was there.
You're looking very handsome, Tyler, very tall.
I mean, because maybe they thought they were in that Y-off trips to get the box slider. And so they wanted to get a gap back, maybe.
I mean, it's nothing cover 3 doesn't take care of. You're only going to have a vertical presence from 3 in that set, in my opinion. You can
Right.
get 4, but not if
I mean,
you play
like,
the
why not?
averages.
You know, that's like when we do that Betty call, right? Like, why not Betty that tight end, play man, right? So it's like 0, but you still have a Betty bracket with that free safety. So you still have a 1 high just in case shit goes crazy.
Well, my opinion is I think he thought they were going to get play action.
Well, yeah, that would be the other reason. That'd be the other reason why you go 0 pressure, right?
Yeah.
They're going to go play action, try to hit us on a slant, or they're going to try to take a shot. I don't know. They're backed
Well,
up pretty good.
Why I think cover 1 is more of a run fit than 0.
1,000%.
I think 0 is a pass pressure. I don't like it in the run fit. Now, to back that up though, inside the 5, I don't really give a shit because you have the
Right.
back of the end zone to protect you. If they're gonna score, it's gonna be at the front of the end zone, not the back.
Right. Well, that's when I run that stupid radar amoeba shit thing, I'm always in 1 because I know that it's like blitzing. I could double gap here. I need a little bit of insurance policy.
That sucks. That one hurts you because that's a momentum freaking.
Well, it's 3rd and 2. Even that's what I tell the kids. Even sometimes, like, we'll get like a third in that situation. Let's say we gave up a 3-yard run. Like, that is literally the second best thing that could happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, the best thing that happened is that we stop them, and then they got 3 yards. Okay, that's cool too. Like, they still have to go 70 yards, right? They didn't get an explosive play. Like, they barely got the first down. So, like, oh shit. Even when we do good, it's still hard.
Yeah, but then watch this linebacker overrun it. You see the A gap?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, what are we doing, bro? Like,
Well, what Reed do? He just stood there and surfed.
my thing is with that linebacker, bro, is you're getting flow across your face. You're not the gap player at all. And I get that you're trying to get movement to that side. But my goodness, like, who is your cutback player?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so Reed's in there and he's like surfing like he's playing the cube. Well, then that safety either buzzed down to the C gap, should have buzzed A. You know what I'm saying? Like, we end up with two quarterback pull players.
If there's 0 and he's on the back, that's his guy.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, so either he went out to play the Q, and they're supposed to get like a chase through by that DN, that backer, 28. I just think they end up with two guys on quarterback run.
Championships in the 70s for the Steelers. Jackson,
Yep, I could tell he got rolled up on weird.
Yep. Well, he kind of got stuck on how he's going to get down.
It's his left one. Watch his toe. See that?
Toe pick.
It wasn't even the contact.
Yep.
Well, Bryson Barnes, Milford boy. Real concerned about MCL right now.
You think maybe it's on the right leg? That's why he toe picked, because he went to push and it gave. Because he had the right knee pulled up. But they're going to check his shin.
I mean, if they're checking shin, you're talking more ankle. It's not a terrible.
Ankle ACL. Start yanking on that fucker.
Well, anytime you get that toe pick, it makes contact with the ground. You get that inside pressure.
Yep.
That's concerning.
Well, that's why I was wondering if it was a toe pick because the other thing buckled on him. Because the other one, you're right. If it's his left, it ain't good. That's not good.
If it's left, I think you're talking more ACL.
Yeah.
But we're doctors, so it doesn't.
Yeah. Yep, 100%.
It's like when you get trainers that look at you like, yeah, dude, you're not a doctor. It's like, yeah, dude, neither are you. Shut up.
Right.
Like we had a dude at Payson that was this young freaking straight out of school. And it's like, dude, I've been doing this probably almost as long as you've been on this earth. Like, that's what's funny. We had a trainer before that who was this old dude that was actually at one point on the training staff for the 49ers.
Nice.
And he was kind of a dick, like to parents and to like even coaches. Sometimes he's a little cantankerous about some stuff, and everybody wanted him out. And I'm like, dude, the devil you know is a lot better than the devil you don't. And
Right.
because like my thing with him is like he would tell kids like, I mean, you can be tough and play or you don't have to. It's up to you. So like I never questioned him like looks like left. That's not good. But then this new kid came in and was just like, oh my God, if a kid had like a sprained finger, he's like, oh, concussion protocol. It's like, whatever, bro. Bryson Barnes, dude. Make a play, young fella. Did they call that a completion?
I don't know. It looked like he was waving it off.
I won a state title in 2A as a junior, or won it, sorry, with Milford. Mom and dad on a pig farm down there. Jeez.
Nothing like making the backup come in and work for it.
Well, one thing I'll say about him, he's a better athlete than Cam.
Yes.
I want to say he's still the all-time leading touchdown. Like he has more rushing and passing touchdowns than anybody. I might be wrong on that. Jordan's quarterback when Kerr was there might still be the dude.
Yeah, I think he still has them.
I know he has the passing, but I think total touchdowns, I think Bryson might have him. Oh, get it out of your hand, young fella. Make a play.
You're right, though. I mean, let's mix a screen or a draw in.
First or third downs, either one. How do you not stand to that? That's why I like that B gap mug, dude. Go to a wide 9, give a B gap mug. Oh no, don't take those hits though.
Right. You don't want the backup getting hit.
He has been able to play with a bigger support, but they're going right to the locker room.
They say that's a true freshman behind Barnes.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrifying.
Now they can get. Oh, son of a bitch.
They 2-man or 2.
2.
They're bracket, bro. How you only have a 2-man route?
No, that was a fuck.
Yep.
You need a turnover right here. Oh, man, you got orbit. There you go. Get this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they were going for a fucking shot.
Youngsters got to shake that off and go play football. Don't leave your feet. Bro, you're 400. You don't have a vert. Don't jump. Don't do that.
Right?
Like kind of an overlook, huh? Now you got him where you want him. See, you've sent so much 6-man on 3rd down. Why not sim it? I know I pulled up the weather. I guess it's 50 degrees there and raining like a sieve.
Snow alert. When is it?
They had a 3rd and long where they didn't send him out and bring him back.
I don't think so yet. They did it on a 2nd and 10 too.
Yeah. Too much time. I don't care that he dropped it. It's way too much time, bro.
Especially if you're gonna send, you're gonna bring pressure. He's gotta either get it out or pull it down.
Well, that's the crazy part, right? 3rd and 2. You know you're gonna get run and you send 6-man. It's 3rd and 6. You know you're gonna get throw. I mean, more than likely. And did they drop 8 on that or they drop 7?
So
Well, it didn't hurt you.
no, other than that, maybe you could have used some extra time to get Cam in there to get his knee brace on and a shot of Toradol. Because you can put any brace on in the world on the field. Probably go back to the locker room to get the juice beds. Sauce. So I went and played around with some whiteboard apps on my little iPad with the Apple Pen. It's pretty nice.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Dude, I have 2 iPads that I can't find.
That's cool. Kel got me a new one for Christmas, the 13-inch Pro one.
Business.
Yeah, if I'm gonna get a 13-inch iPad, I'm gonna get a computer.
Oh, I got him the keyboard too.
That's pretty much what it is.
I can't do stuff on an iPad the way I like to. Like when you pull up like pages, like on my computer,
Right.
the format's just so much different. Like on your iPad, it's like you're on your phone. Like it's the phone app of it basically. And the way I like to format stuff, I can't do it. I got the first chapter of that book written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. I mean, I think it's easily sent out. You know, it's pure much pure profit on the ebook. If you wanted to, you could even use it to capture email for mailing lists. Like, hey, download this or whatever, or it's this much, and then so you can get anybody that buys it gets an email to them. Then Capture emails.
Consecutive season, Utah has dedicated the season to that. This is the 22 season. More number 22 in their youth careers.
Okay, here we go.
Back to work with the rain falling, and you figure they want to feature the ground game if they possibly can here. Bernard picks up about 8. Holly?
That's really special. They just kept that moment of
Well, does the rain work in their favor is the question.
very special. The Rose Bowl Stadium folks in their beautiful plaza have put.
I think you got to figure out a way to run the rock. 3 out of 4 plays.
Gee, man, how about BYU losing that Sione kid to some construction accident?
It was a 15-foot retaining wall that collapsed, partially collapsed or whatever. He and 2 other people got stuck under it. So, it had, and like they survived. That dude was 6'7", 300 pounds. He had to have a rock hitting him in the fucking head or something. You know what I'm saying? It had to be like, they weren't 6'7" themselves.
It's tough deal, man.
Yep.
He's being intended to be slow to get up. Manny Diaz right now is being ultra aggressive against his home
Being
game.
aggressive.
Cover 1.
I slipped. Well, if you can't get off of your first read before you got dudes in your face, that's a problem.
Able to come in on one side, able to get some penetration. I tell you, Tom Robinson just gets better and better. The transfer from Maryland gives him good speed, and they rotate a lot of different bodies.
My thing is, why run it 2 times for a first down and then try to get into a 3 to 5 step drop versus a 1-step quick window when they're in cover 1 on first down?
Yep.
I'm sure offensive guys will tell me why.
Like I said, 3 out of 4 plays have to be a run. It'd be nice if it's 4 out of 5. You got a young backup in there.
It'd be nice if we had a screen on first down versus that bullshit.
Right. Even here, they're going to bring it. I don't see Diaz dropping 8 here.
Stay up, Bubba. You run a fake punt here?
No.
You're on their side of the 50. 4th and 4? Still
Nope.
no?
Nope. Because they're going to be in that weird offset right. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't know how many fakes you can run out of this effectively.
Thought about it. I think he did that for coverage. Oh, and it was the kick leg. That's at least 5.
Well, also, you got to say, if he comes down from it, doesn't have to take a huge blow to come down from it.
That's not nice.
Shut up. Stupid Siri. Hey, Winnie. Little Pooh Bear.
Stephon Diggs is a stud, bro.
Right?
Six, starting to run from inside the 10.
Thank you.
So it was a big touchdown run. Singleton sends Allen to work hard. About a yard at the sidelines. Baki has been patrolling all over the place. The true freshman for the Utes. Has done a good job of setting the edge right here. His ball bounces, and they take it away. And the play sign, so he's trying to bounce it, get at the back door. And true freshman Baki at 6'2", 8 pounds, does a good job in coverage and a good job in run defense to set that edge. All night. He's had a couple tackles with a leg on the ground.
Yeah.
He is a superstar in the making.
There's some crazy toes.
Second and 9, 40 seconds to this third quarter. Runs hard, but makes it only to the wrestles him down and figures to be the final play of the third quarter. Evening in Los Angeles. So next day, touchdown run by Singleton, the only points.
3rd and 5, you can conservative here.
15 minutes to play in Rose Bowl. Wow. State has not surrendered a lead.
I'm more worried about screen here than anything.
Final quarter. Rainfall in Pasadena. You're watching the Rose Bowl games at our credential.
It's your boy, dude, Franklin. He's not your boy?
I can't say like if he was speaking in one room and 95% of the other of college coaches were in the other room, I would probably go to the other room. Didn't do a whole lot for me.
Hater, bro.
Yeah, I am.
Call 1-800-RED-TV. Save up to $120. Definitely here.
Dude, that's just about taking a little bit of that in the frosting.
I gotta ask. Hello.
How many do you bring back on D next year?
How many do I bring back?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Stress or
One.
mind load? It takes like hundreds of data points like HRV and REM sleep, so you know all you need.
How good's that younger group?
The what?
How good's that younger group?
Access to
I think pretty good. Just depends how the sophomore and freshman group linebackers are pretty good. They've got some good athletes. Typical young kids. They're inconsistent in ways that drive me crazy. So we'll see how much they actually like physically, mentally mature. And then we'll see, who shows up. That's, but no, I think we'll be in good shape. I just, the back end will be interesting. Got some kids that can cover and have some natural swagger and internal belief in themselves. But then we have some kids that are just, again, it's the inconsistency of young kids. So you look at a kid and you're like, oh, he's a sophomore. He's really talented. My gripes are because he's inconsistent. So we'll see as we get them into spring how they look and see if we can get them to play, work out, practice, communicate, just all the shit that actually matters.
How are you going to be up front?
I like two of my defense. I obviously like my that's my one returner is the Cash kid, Cash Dillon Richards or whatever. And nose guard, I feel like in most of my systems I can manufacture a nose guard. And then we have another 6'5" kid, 6'4.5", 6'5" kid skinny, but does a nice job. Got better about his run fits throughout the whole year. This is not good. Third and less than 5. Utah's not doing great.
Biscuit.
I just don't understand how this kid gets behind you. I mean, 90-yard plays on third downs.
3rd and 2, 3rd and 5.
I just don't know if they can score 14 without Cam.
No. Or like a special kid like Covey to bring the kickoff back to the 10 or something. You know, it's not just Cam. It's like these are other special guys that can make a play to help take the burden off.
Well, I mean, this first drive, I don't think you have to get away from who you are. I think you can run the football.
Here we go.
Cover 2. First of all, if a dude's even and you haven't transitioned, you're
Right.
now in man chase, dude. Period. Why are your eyes? Watch his eyes. See how they
Never-
stay there?
Yeah, never even looked at the guy.
What are we doing, bro? The other thing is you're in cover 2. Get depth, bro. You've got 5 dudes underneath you to rally up. Get depth. It's just like Ohio State playing like we're bailing to numbers in 2x2.
Right.
What are we doing? Well, if I know Utah, they're going to come out and try to bomb it here at some point to get back on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 15 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I don't think you
Ton
have
of
to get
time.
away from running the ball.
No. Well, I think you got to be careful how much you ask of the backup.
Well, this stream might be ending sooner than I wanted it to.
What's that?
He said the stream might be ending sooner than I wanted it to because watching this,
Yeah.
I'm watching pudding cool down. Yeah, this is not going well. I tell you, come out and throw it. Well, I guess they tried to run it with him. Run it with the quarterback.
With the backup quarterback.
Kind of get it. He is a better athlete than Cam, but I just don't think he can read it like Cam can read it.
Well, it's I don't know. I just think like, what are you hoping? You thinking that the backup's going to bust a 40-yarder or like? Just don't know that the benefit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he might get you 3 yards, but so can your running back. So just give it to the running back.
And we can't dial up a screen at all.
Not one all night.
I mean, it just makes no sense to me. You got a backup quarterback in the game. They're just sending the house at you every play almost. 5 and 6 man pressures, overloads on third downs. Oh, you got to pick that up, bro. It hit one of our guys. mean, it all comes back to the reverse pass to Cam Rising on first down.
right?
It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction. Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo, I love it.
You a Chick-fil-A guy?
Commercial.
No, as in Chick-fil-A. You like Chick-fil-A?
I mean, yeah, I eat Chick-fil-A.
I think it's overrated.
I didn't say that. I didn't say it was as good as everyone says. I eat one.
And they're kind of a word you like to use, bro. They're kind of bigots, you know?
They yeah, they have some you know, I mean, I'm a Popeyes guy over a Chick-fil-A guy, you know. But
I think most chicken joints are overrated, though. That's just me, though. Like, if I'm gonna go out and eat chicken, it's not gonna be a sandwich.
okay, but yeah,
And Navy Federal Credit Union, it all starts with.
This is disappointing.
well, the problem with, you know, it's not like you said, like there's plenty of time to be down 2 scores. But 2 scores with the backup, and boy, it's not looking good.
Oh, it's 2 scores with the backup, and you come out and try to run quarterback counter or power. I don't even know what it was. Disappointing. Should probably check on my dogs that have been outside for like 2 hours now. Suggs' new thing is I have to have the cone on him because he chews on his freaking leg so much that he knows I'll take it off because he goes outside and like rubs it in the snow and gets it covered in snow, and then he comes in the house so he knows I'll take it off. Such a dick. Yeah, I mean, if they get any points on this drive,
Yeah, three's a backbreaker.
yeah. Tight end. What are we doing?
Bust, another bust, dude. They were having trouble lining up.
Well, he had to take the flat, bro.
Yep, 11 again, man. Bad eyes, no rotation. Get your eyes off the QB, dude.
Yeah, like how about we read a key for once?
Right?
Might be dope.
Right. Trap 2, get your ass over there.
You gotta have a turnover.
You get lucky. The O-line, Penn State's O-line is just eating up all their blitzes and gains.
And then we don't drive down on the ball?
Nope. That Penn State receiver thought he had 6. He thought he was going to shake him.
number 3.
Yeah, they're gonna come over out.
Oh, he got blasted, bro.
Yeah, he did.
And he can read the other side because they're running gap over. One thing Penn State is, bro, they are physical.
Yeah, their O line has handled the bullshit really well.
Yeah, it's game
You know,
set
Utah
match,
seems to have a
bro.
lot of guys standing flat-footed watching the game.
Yeah. It's almost like they quit as soon as Cam went down.
I wouldn't say almost.
And the defense had 12 dudes on the field.
It's usually a good call.
Unorthodox. Good
I
call.
mean, if you get away with it, usually the problem is you can usually get away with playing with 12. It's getting the 12th guy off.
Just step out the back of the end zone, bro.
No, then they catch it. I'm talking about getting away from the officials. I mean, I've done it in JV games. Potentially getting 12 out there.
Mhm. Well, if they go 3 and out, I think I'm gonna call it a night.
Yep, I got to cook dinner.
Man.
I got to decide what I want to make. Beef and broccoli. I don't know.
Decisions, bro. Decisions.
It's tough. It's tough. Got some pork loins. I guess we could do pork loin.
I like ginger on pork.
It's delicious, right? I was gonna make a girl named Ginger joke, but I decided not to.
The funniest ginger joke I've ever heard was this chick was drinking ginger ale.
Yeah.
My buddy's like, you know they make that with real ginger, right? She was a redhead. It was
Yeah.
funny.
It would be good.
And then I think he proceeded to call her a cannibal, which is what made it funnier.
Nice. Did she get it, or was she just like mildly annoyed?
Whether she got it or not, I thought it was funny. So
All right. Hey, Kel, what are you making for dinner?
What do you mean to order?
You got that shit?
Bro, Theo Vaughn's down in Mexico right now. Yeah, he live streamed yesterday.
Okay.
Dude is so funny. He's got this like little foyer that has a fire pit outside.
Okay.
And he goes, yo, we're gonna do outside shit inside. He's so stupid, bro.
Dude, when he goes after Bobby Lee, it's some of the funniest shit ever.
Bro, he was legitimately pissed when Bobby Lee sent him a live snake, bro. He was so pissed. Bobby Lee's, he goes through like these phases. Like he's the epitome of like dark personality. Like,
Oh yeah.
he goes through some shit sometimes, and like the whole thing with like Brendan Schaub, you know,
Yeah.
it's just like, dude, what are you doing? Your girlfriend's insane. She's
Right.
insane. And bro, like, did you see the episode where like Theo was on that episode with him where she talks about growing up freaking wanking up dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, like what is happening?
What are we doing here?
Yeah, second of all, why do you just admit things? I mean, no shame, good for you, but goodness gracious, what are we talking about?
Did you see I saw clips of that day of Theo's, some guy called up, was talking about how his uncle had a bobcat.
Oh yeah, that's a real uncle.
Right.
Dude, he's so funny. That's like doing a podcast with you, bro. I might have to break out sunglasses to feel like Theo. Dude
Yeah.
always has sunglasses on inside.
Yep.
Yeah. When he says, yeah, I got an uncle. You got a bobcat. Oh, that's a real uncle.
Yep.
That's like when him and Chris DiStefano, Chrissy D.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they used to go at each other on the radio in New York. Did you ever see those episodes?
No, I don't think I have.
This is way back in the day, bro. Like
On like
probably
Opie and Amy.
Yeah.
Nice.
And him and Chris are going at each other because like one thing Theo's good at is like insulting people.
Yeah.
Like he just comes up with the most random wild shit. And he looks at Chris and he goes, dude, you look like a deaf guy that works out. Like who thinks of this stupid shit?
Yep.
Well, looks like we're about 3 plays from shutting her down.
Yeah. What is done with the snaps all of a sudden?
Is he shorter than Cam?
I don't think so.
Arms is only 6'1". How tall is Cam?
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking about these things are over his head. Like he ain't 6'7".
What do you mean tilt more in favor, bro? Like it is on its head.
Yeah. And that's all the Utah fans will say is, oh, Cam got hurt. It's a different game. I don't know. I think I don't think Cam gave up the fucking 3rd and 2 for 90 yards and a 3rd and 4 for 90 yards.
Oh, well, this speaks to an entirely different psyche than the Cam Rising issue. We all know that you love Scally and his defense and his acumen regarding defensive football and play calling. And so, I mean, we know that.
It's a good thing my camera's dark.
Oh, that's not real for you?
No. No.
Hey,
Not. Yes. Clearly.
Hi, dude. Well, it's been
It's been something.
it's been that's another way to put it. You know?
My color commentator, she always has a way with words.
Yeah, sucked butt.
It's
No doubt. All right,
definitely
man.
sucking butt. All right, man. Be good. I'll see you Saturday. You coming down?
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, if I wake up and it's the weather like this Saturday, I don't know, dude, because
Right. No, I get it.
it was not good.
No, for sure.
We'll see though.
All right, man. Uh-oh. Okay.
Who's that?
Bishop.
Made a good tackle, bro.
All right, dude. See it.
All right, man.